Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat and welcome back to a new video. And today I'm going to be telling you guys how to win every single time on Duo with my friend ZPie. Now, yesterday, me and my friend ZPie got an amazing passive win on Duo, and that's what I'm going to be showing you guys in this video. If you're interested in more of an aggressive style gameplay, that video will be coming out soon. If you haven't checked out my solo one, go and check out my solo ones, and also go and check out my squad ones, where I have aggressive and passive over there. They will be out soon. I've got a really good aggressive squad one. Go and check that out if you haven't already. But anyway, let me describe what we did. So, to start with, we had the bus coming in. As the bus usually comes across the middle recently, we have to decide where to drop. Now, with all the sensitivity changes, we were getting a little bit confused where to drop and stuff, but we decided, you know what, we'll go top right. And then we're thinking, oh, should we go prison? Should we go fatal? So we have discussions of where to drop. ZPie was watching people drop out the bus, and we were discussing how many people have dropped and stuff. So we saw about 70 people who have dropped, roughly counting estimate, and we thought, you know what, not many of them are going to be going back top right. We'll risk top right at the map. So we decided to go top right. Now, the dive is very important with the new diving system. You have to get that dive perfect, do a little bit of spam, and keep checking around you. Now, the way me and ZPie did this is we actually had me in front and him behind, and he was telling me if he could see anyone around. Now, he was watching, making sure there was no one over the maze, and I'm pretty sure he did spot a few people, and we were checking together as well to make sure. Now, I couldn't see them, most likely because they were above me, but ZPie did spot them. So that is good about having someone slightly behind you when you're diving. So I was actually leading the way on this dive and he was behind me, and then we were discussing where should we go. Is there anyone around? And he was like, there's some people by the maze, and then they've come in, obviously they've dropped just slightly before us. So we were discussing exactly where to go. Now in this situation here, this is very key because you need to know exactly where to land to avoid enemies if you want to have a passive style win, which is really awesome. So I decided to go the ice cream truck. ZPie decided to land at the actual tall tower, which he's gone to. So Pie's gone to the tall tower and I'm here at the ice cream truck, and we're going to be kind of suppressing this area and making sure no one's around. Now, with me knowing that people drop by the farm over there, you have to keep that in mind. I'm going to speed up the video here because it's very passive gameplay, but it's very descriptive. So keep in mind, I'm going to be talking quite quick, talking about exactly what's happening. So here, I'm just making sure them guys aren't approaching really, and making sure I've got no resources at all, so I have to be careful. I haven't really got time to mine resources. I get them bandages, drop in this house here, go up here, quickly grab the chest, and then again, I will retreat out of the house. I've got to be really careful because I'm retreating out the back of the house, heading back towards where ZPie is, because I don't want to be kind of fighting two on my own. Again, if it was a more of aggressive style play, yes, I would have gone inside the house and stuff, but really, I'm just waiting here just to see if the enemies are going to be coming by, and if they do come by, you know what, that's your opportunity to pick them off. But in this situation, the enemies don't come by, and after a bit of time with me and ZPie discussing where enemies might be, most likely they probably would have headed into the circle due to the giant run possible. Now, getting the run is perfect, so you've got to estimate how big that run's going to be. Obviously, you know the circle doesn't start moving for another 1 minute and 35 seconds, or it's ticking double the speed because I've got the video playing double the speed. But, you know, you've got to kind of estimate that right and think, you know what, we need to start running at about a minute because the run is probably one of the biggest runs you can possibly get in the game because we are right at the top right corner. Now, that's not always the case, and you may have a smaller run, and if that is the case, set up a base, set up in a bush, set up somewhere if you're trying to win passive. And in all honesty, passive is definitely the easiest way to win on most game types if you really want to get wins. So that's a good tip for you guys if you want to get wins. But if you want to play more aggressive, that's fair enough, and I know a lot of you do like playing aggressive. I will have a video for that as well very soon. But yeah, this is a passive style, and now I'm just looting the house. I know the enemies aren't around. I'm getting my stair placement correct, making sure there's no potions up there. I've got double potion for me and a potion for Pie himself over there. That's really awesome. So we're just going to be checking around and reminding a few resources as we go, and as you can see, my resources have soon clocked up because of me playing quite passive, staying at the back, and I've got a bunch of resources. Now, them resources do come in really handy later on in the game. Now, there's plenty of situations in this gameplay which are about to come up where we see people and we don't engage. One main rule that I like to keep to myself on Fortnite, especially when I'm playing in squads or solo or whatever I'm playing, is don't engage if you can't win. There is no point of engaging in a fight if they've got the 75% advantage or even 55% advantage and you've only got 45%, you're probably going to lose, and it is frustrating when that happens. You may as well keep back and engage when it's best to engage. Now, as you can see, me and ZPie are coming in through Tomato Town, and we don't want to go exactly through Tomato Town, so I said let's follow the footsteps of these guys building up. Let's keep on the high ground and keep looking left to right. You see how we keep looking left to right? It's very key that you'll notice if you watch the minimap, you'll see us both running from left to right in a moment. At this stage here, we just keep checking our lefts to rights and keep checking the map. We know that not many people are around because obviously we're right at the back of the run, and we're coming in at quite a cool angle where usually most people probably won't come from because we didn't see many people drop around us, but we're just making sure no one is around. Now, around Dusty Depot, there's obviously going to be a few people around here, and I do notice a few people run into the hill there to the west of me. So I go, you know what, I say to ZPie, let's cut through the left over here and head into the forest there right in front of us. Again, we might take a little bit of storm damage, but avoiding them people is very key when you want to play passive. And as you can see, only 33 people are already left, and this is just from us looting and playing very passive and hiding behind everything and not shooting or engaging. Them guys on the west, if we were playing more of an aggressive style, we could have easily ran over there and had a fight with them. Maybe in the storm, maybe out of the storm, maybe one of our team members would have been lost, and maybe one of theirs would have been lost, and it would have been only me left maybe. Who knows exactly what would have happened? Maybe ZedPie would have survived, I would have died, who would have known? So it's more better to stay at passive. Now in this situation here, I say, you know what? We need to go around the circle and come in through Fatal and through Salty on the map. We need to get a better in online on it, because you think about it, if we go through there, we're going to be going through a bunch of open fields, and because we're playing more of a passive style, we want to come in from the back. So we're going around the back, and you notice the circle is on the coast on the south of the map, so we've got to get down there and get to the coast. So we want to get as close as we can to the coast without running through mainland, stay to the circle, and make sure no one's to our left as well. So as you can see, me and ZedPie are running through all these places here, staying tight to trees and stuff, making sure no one's around, checking all angles as we run, making sure no one's near. As I'm checking angles, so is ZedPie. We consistently are checking every single angle. Now in a minute, we actually do spot some people, and I say we have to be very careful because we don't want to engage and we don't want to give our position away either. Now I know if you play with a bunch of squads, this will happen, and it can happen a lot. So here, I believe it is any second now, we start to spot some people, and we have to be very aware of where these people are. So I go in the bush and I see them people there at our west 255. I stay in the bush and ZedPie comes in the bush behind me. Obviously he's not exactly in the bush and no one can really see us because we're playing very, very passive with this situation. And we head up to the hill and we see, you know what, where are they? Where are they going? And we just kind of peep over, but don't go over the hill so they can't see us. And we see them running ahead. Now we know that they're probably not going to look behind them because not many people do. Advice and tip, always look behind you if you have got time for it. Obviously, if the storm's closing, there is not really much point because you're not going to be able to see through the storm very well. We see them go up the mountain, and me and ZedPie say, should we engage? And we're saying, no, this is a very passive style gameplay. We're trying to get a good clip for the footage, and we play very passive. So we're playing very passive here, and we're just kind of camping it out exactly where we are. And we're like, you know what? We'll just stay behind a tree, see where they move to, and see where they go. Now, from the position I'm stood in, I actually don't see them move. But ZedPie, he sees them move and drop down the mountain. As you can see, they've built a few structures to get down the mountain. And that's when we realise, you know, we've got a chance here. We can move in again without being seen. Again, neither of us have any kills so far, and we've already got down to 14 people. Just by playing very stealthy and not being spotted, you can easily do this and get it to work. It's really recommended, and honestly, it's quite enjoyable as well, trying to get as least kills as possible. You just have to play really stealthy. It is fun if you've never done it before. If you do it a lot, you will get a bit bored, but if you really do like trying new things out, this is something I do recommend. Now at this situation here, we have to check to our left and northeast just to make sure no one is tight to the circle or around there. If someone's in one of these bushes, they probably would have already engaged us and we probably would have ended up having a fight, and that's just the risk you have to take with bushes, so just be careful there and then. But again, the circle is more down to the south of the coast near that house up there to my right at southwest. So the circle is down here, as you can see, for a split second, and we noticed there's people running across the bridge. There's been a fight up here, and we saw people running across the bridge. I saw people running across the bridge, so we have to be very careful again here. So me and ZedPie say to ourselves, you know, we'll go underneath the bridge and we'll stay crouch and go very, very slowly. And as we move through the bridge, the people, they've gone across the bridge, we can hear them going across, and they go across. And then I say to ZedPie, you know what, we'll cut down the bottom over here. The storm's moving in again. Again, we're staying very tight to the storm, but almost tight enough not to get killed or damaged by the storm. So we stay very tight. We go around the bottom of the hill, and now we're on the coast. The good thing about the coast is no one, because it's the sea out there, no one's going to be in there. Now in this situation here, we don't know if anyone's completely passive, or say if someone's doing the same style of gameplay of us, someone could be completely still in the house and we may not be able to hear them. So me and ZedPie stay around here for a minute. We check and make sure there's no movement in the house at all. We listen out on our headphones or our loud TV, whatever you've got. Listen out for footsteps in the house. And after a while of us trying this out, we get close to the house, listen out, and we don't hear anything at all. So I assume no one's in there. So we go inside the house, we check it out, and we notice no one is in there. So it's pretty cool, and it's something that I do recommend doing after all this like slow. I've actually slowed down the footage now for you guys just so you can see this, but inside the house we did think someone was in there at first because the door was open, but I went in, ZedPie would come in as well with me, and there was no one here. So again, really awesome, amazing way of sieging a house. But this is when the game starts to get interesting. Now there are only 9 people left Obviously, you're going to have to kill someone at some point unless you get really lucky and the storm manages to do it for you, which, if any of that does happen to you, leave a comment down below because I'd be definitely interested to see if that does happen to you. But we're at a situation now where we're kind of in a situation where we kind of need to get out of here because we've only got 24 seconds. I just want to check up here in case there's any loot or anything, and I managed to find a blue shotgun. Pick up that, nicely done, and this is a very key moment of the game. So I drop onto the roof, and this is very important. We have 13 seconds, and there are people everywhere down there. We've got a bunch of moving bushes. Pi tells me to play very stealthy here, but obviously we have to engage when the moment is right. Now, they don't know where we are, and they haven't spotted us at all. Now, I say to ZPie, there's a guy moving up on us. The angle he's at, he actually can't see that angle, and this guy's kind of moving up to the house. Maybe he's seen us. Who knows what this guy's doing, but for some reason he decided to run up here. He had his blueprint menu out. I just suppressed him very quickly, got some shots off at him, but I didn't manage to kill him. Now, his friend was moving up from behind, so I thought, you know what, if I stay back a little bit, he won't be able to shoot me. Let's suppress his friend. Now, ZPie does spray that guy down. He manages to spray him down with nice shots with the Scar. Great shots as well, which is really cool. We managed to suppress and get a double kill there. I actually think the guy to the left didn't actually get knocked down by ZPie. He actually just got knocked down by another person who also got knocked down as well. And there were 3 people in this situation, and that guy, I managed to get out of the bush, engage him, and he got out of the bush, and we got him. Now, we were lucky that we spotted him in the bush, but I managed to spot him in the bush, and I managed to suppress him out, and he got out the bush. Now, again, I think there might be a guy behind this truck, so I build up, and we make sure there is no one behind this truck. Again, we got another elimination there. ZPie knocked the guy out behind the truck, and boom, we managed to get the win there. So that was pretty cool. There were 4 guys in total there, and we managed to wipe out both teams. They managed to bump into each other somehow, them 2 teams, which was a pretty weird approach running at us with the blueprint, but we had the high ground. We managed to watch it out slowly and work out exactly what's going on. Now there's a 2-on-2. Now, this is when you have to either play aggressive or somehow manage to, I don't even know, you'd have to proper stealth it at this point. So we had to play aggressive, and we had to switch on, and this is basically where we switched on massively. In this situation, you have to split up. It's 2-on-2, they have a base. We can't stay tight because they've got explosives, as you'll see in a moment. They have explosives, and you have to assume they've probably got explosives. So I spam walls and keep running. I'm using my wood up because I've got, not my wood, stone, because I've got absolutely tons of stone. I managed to spam a bit and build a little fortress here. Now, this is when I actually do get shot and quite damaged quite badly, to be fair, and I was surprised it did damage to me from this sort of distance, but they're still shooting to our left. I try and get a few sniper shots off, trying to get one down, and unfortunately I just don't seem to get them off, but at least we try. So there's a guy up there. We managed to shoot a sniper at him. I hit him, but it only did 80 damage, which is quite surprising. I've never seen it do that low damage. It may have done a little bit more. I'm not too sure exactly, but from what I gathered there, it only did 80. And when I played it, I thought it only did 80. So again, I got hit by the rocket, so I have to be very careful. I have another rocket coming in. I moved to the tree. Keeping that movement is very key when you're getting suppressed by rockets, and making sure they can't find you. And then at this situation here, I have 79 health, and I'm risking my grenade launchers. I only have a few grenade launchers remaining, and ZPie isn't a massive builder currently on the game because he's quite new to Fortnite and he's just getting used to the building system, so I had to do most of the building. If that is the case, one of you are going to need to take advantage of the building because it is very key. Without building at the end of the game, the chance of winning these 1v1s are very slim. I'm taking absolute tons of damage here, and it's almost so much damage where we could have lost. This situation here right now could have been their victory. If they had a rocket or used their rocket at this situation, blasted the wall that I'm hidden behind healing up, they probably would have got us because me and ZPie are quite tight to each other. But you notice there's 2 of them there, up there, and one of them does decide to flank us. So you've just got to be careful and just know exactly what's going on. So I've got this guy running around here. I managed to down him. Now ZPie's actually been down from the flanker. He's down there. He starts shooting at me. He misses his shots, and I curve around the wall and get the last few shots on him. Again, that end clip there was just kind of, you had to play the situation. ZPie was the bait. He got baited in by the flanker. I knew where he was. He described exactly where he was coming from. I managed to switch on, turn around, dodge because I knew exactly where he was coming from because ZPie described he was behind him, coming for me down the right hand side of the wall behind me. So I knew exactly where he was coming from. So I switched around to the other side of the wall. He was still suppressing that side of the wall, and then eventually we got the kill. So all down to that communication in the stealth style gameplay. Passive, it's worth it. Super passive. You can win, guys. I know you can do it. Keep trying. In my opinion, duos is the hardest one to win. That's my opinion. Just because it's just a lot harder. You run into teams of 2 consistently. And if you get on your own, it can be hard. I have pulled through a few duos solo before. And I do have one for gameplay for kind of pulling through on your team if you need to. But at the minute, this is the best passive gameplay I've had. awesome gameplay. Try it out, do it for yourselves. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Go and check out the others how to wins, which will be on screen right now. And once again, let's leave a like. Let's see if we can get a good chunk of likes on this video. That would be awesome. And once again, this is Postbots Pat, signing out.